Hey, what is up guys? GuitarRock here, welcome back to another Girls Frontline 2 video. Alright, so in this video, we're gonna talk about the progression guide. How you want to progress early on, day 1, week 1, depending on when you guys play the game. So hopefully give you guys a better idea on what you want to be focusing on early on, because it can be overwhelming if some of you guys are new and then you jump into the game and there's plenty of things happening, right? So let's cover a couple of things. Just jump straight into it. First things first is your character. Alright, so you are going to have all of these dolls. Some of you guys might pull and get lucky and get more. But here's the thing, right? Early on, do not build too many of them. Alright, this is my advice. Building character is extremely expensive in this particular game. Let me show you guys this chart right here. So you can see the amount of level chips you need for all of these to level them up to maximum, alright, and also the purple cost and everything. So somebody made a chart right here, you can see, to be able to max out a character. Alright, assuming you log in once per day at 180 stamina, it will take you about 21.6 days. Alright, so I assume this is going to be like divide by, you know, once per day, 21.6 days. So that is quite some time, right? So obviously this doesn't include drops from events, but ideally, as someone that did play this game in the CN server back then, I remember it was quite difficult to level up the characters because I was leveling up too many different characters. So if you guys are starting early on, you want to focus on about, I would say 5 to 6 is the sweet spot, right? Don't try to expand too many. And if you guys are worried, you know, who is going to be good and who is going to be bad, you're not sure. Ideally, early on, this girl right here, Tololo, very good character. If you guys are able to get Cheongju, also very strong. Groza, I would say, is pretty safe, right? She's going to be a bulwark character that everybody will be able to benefit from. And then Swami, if you get her, definitely. Alright, she's very strong. Meta character, heal, stability, and also shield. And of course, if you don't have Swami, Kofni, I think that's how you pronounce her name, is going to be a good support. She is one of the best cheap budget healer. Alright, so you are going to be able to get her for free. And those are the options that's pretty much quote-unquote safe, right? Obviously, I'll try to make that a separate video to go into more detail, but for now, those are going to be the characters you want to pay attention to. Now, you will also get Lota for free in the event, so make sure you guys are playing that. You are able to get her right here from this particular Sojourners of the Glass Island event. She's available in the Trade Center. So make sure you guys do the event. You're going to consume this particular event currency. Alright, so you are able to get one copy of Lota right there. Alright, so that's something that you want to try to obtain. She's also one of the better characters to basically build early on as well. Now, in terms of powering up your characters, it's pretty straightforward. Let's talk about the 4 typings that you'll have, right? I will cover that separately because that one I think is going to be more in-depth. But characters are divided into 4 different categories in this game. Alright, we have Bulwark, which is pretty much your tank, your character that usually goes to the front and take hits for you. And then you got your Vanguard, which is mobile characters that can high mobility and then they can flank the enemy. Support, usually characters that provide heal, shield. And then Sentinel is going to be your DPS character, either AoE or single target. It's going to be divided into those multiple categories. So when you power up the character, the important thing to take note of is there's going to be 2 things. Number 1 is going to be the leveling up of them. Alright, you can level them up to a certain threshold. So every few levels when you level them up, alright, and then you will be able to ascend them. Alright, the ascension is going to require a different material. So early on, you ideally want to farm as many of these level up materials as you can. Alright, those are going to be extremely important. And then you can see once you reach certain threshold, raise maximum level to 40, and then you will need certain items that you will need to farm in the daily stages, right? As you can see right here. So this is going to need the stock, boost, bar, T2 and stuff. So you can see this is going to give you more stats overall, attack, health, defense, etc. Now, one more thing is going to be your weapon as well. So if you have the weapon, alright, it doesn't matter what weapon you use. This is going to be very important. You can enhance it right here, level up the weapon to whatever level that is comfortable to you. It's going to consume quite a lot of these materials. So make sure you guys are aware. But don't overdo it. Don't try to level up too many characters. Don't try to level up too many weapons because it gets really expensive. Now, in terms of weapons, alright, early on, don't do this yet, alright, but this is something that you worry about it later. There's this thing called attachments. Alright, so what is the attachments for? Attachments, you can see there's 4 slots right here, right? These are things that you put in your weapon, alright? It's going to be something that will be able to improve your weapon's stats overall. Now, if you guys play Honkai Star Rail or you guys play Wuthering Waves, this is like the echoes of that particular game, right? It's basically, some of them will give you set effect. For example, this one, I'm going to put this right here, alright? And then you can see right here, you are able to get the set effect for this particular one. For example, if I want to take the corrosion one, right? So corrosion is going to need 3 set. So I can equip the corrosion right here. Alright, this is going to be for the shotgun mini red dot sight. And then if I want to complete a set, do I even have a set? I don't think I have a set. So early on, don't worry about the set. Alright, worry more about the stats. Alright, just prioritize on using whatever that you have. Alright, but don't try to like farm the perfect set yet. Alright, it's going to be hard for you to be able to get the 3-piece. You're going to need 3 set later on, but that's something that you do like once you reach late game. So these things, like I mentioned, you can calibrate them. So how do you calibrate them? You're pretty much feeding fodders. Alright, every time you go and farm, you will be feeding fodders into them. So now you can see I'm going to calibrate this, and once you like calibrate them, they're going to level up. Now you're going to get more stats. Alright, you're going to improve the current one that you have. Alright, so this is going to be unique. All of these weapon customization is going to be unique to the weapon itself. Alright, so basically you farm them right here in the supply missions. There's a combat report, analysis blueprint, and it's these attachments right here, right? So you're pretty much going to farm them right here. It might get a little bit overwhelming, but it's divided into 4 different sections, right? We have the assault rifle and shotgun, the SMG and machine gun, rifle and BLD, and then a handgun right here, right? So it is going to be divided into 4 different sections. This is what you are going to be able to get. Luckily, you only need to do them once, and then you can sweep afterwards. So let me show you guys. I'm going to farm the, let's farm this particular one, alright? I'm going to go to stage 3, which I think I've done. And then once you do that, now it's going to be subdivided into more different categories. You can see you want ultimate pursuit set, do you want double strategy, do you want phase strike, do you want emergency repair, or do you want the fire boost, ice boost, acid boost, electric boost, etc, right? So I'm going to try, you know what, let me try and farm this one for the fire boost, because that's the one that I need, right? So let's see. So once you go in, you can basically just auto use your stamina. It's just a sweep, very simple, very straightforward. And let's see if we get anything good, right? Okay, so we got one orange one. Okay, this is pretty good. We got crit rate with defense and defense boost. Alright, so I will need to complete the 3 set. And the purple and the blue ones and the green ones will pretty much be used for fodder, right? So you guys are familiar with the, you know, the artifact relic system. This is going to be that particular system pretty much, right? Good thing that there's sweep, very convenient in that particular sense. But like I mentioned early on, don't worry about this too much. Don't try to get the perfect set or perfect 3-piece, right? Just focus on getting the one with decent stats and then just equip it on your weapon, alright? So that you are strong enough to be able to progress in the campaign. You want to be able to push the story, the campaign as far as you can. Now, afterwards, what else do you need to pay attention to? There's this thing called the fortification. So this particular one means you gotta obtain dupes for the characters, alright, so that you can progress into the segment right here. So if you don't have this, don't worry, but the neural helix is something that you gotta pay very close attention and be very careful with, alright? So neural helix is going to be this particular, is like a traces for you to be able to unlock certain things. I'm gonna get bonus stats depending on these nodes that are unlocked, right? But these things are going to be quite costly early on. So now you can see usually when you reach the 3rd node and then the 6th node, and then there's like 2 different ones that you can take. Now this one is going to consume this particular material, the basic info core, right? And you can only obtain this from neural survey and boss fights, and I believe from the event shop as well. Be careful with this particular material, because make sure you guys pay attention to what the characters need in terms of the key. And I will definitely make a separate guide. I need to make a separate guide for that, because not every key is needed, right? Not every key is good. For example, this one, like at the start of the battle, gain 3 points of conflictance index. This one increase damage dealt to enemy targets with freeze debuff, right? So I would say both are like decent. So but you can activate, regardless, you can activate this, alright? So again, that material is going to be quite expensive. Now if a character or the doll has like one good one, you can just get one of it and then just proceed to the next node. You don't have to like get both of it, right? Now what is this thing? What is this thing that we are taking, right? This particular thing is called the fixed key. Now fixed key is going to be exclusive to the character. Let me show you guys how this works. You're going to get more stats as we go, but you can equip them right here. In this particular section, you basically just click it right here. Now you can see there's 3 sections on the left and 3 sections on the right. So it's basically like traces that gives you more stats, alright? So that's what it does. So you basically just equip this accordingly. You can install the key that's exclusive to the character on the left, alright? So basically you gotta unlock them individually. And again, this thing gets very, very expensive, which is why I don't recommend you to try to level up too many characters at once, right? Because of this particular one. And then on the right, this is going to be the universal key, right? The left one is the fixed key, which is unique to that character. The right one is the universal key. Now, how do you get universal key? There's a few different methods. For example, right now, again in the event, all right, you can basically get it from the event shop. So we have like one right here. This one is the universal key that gives you crit rate percent and attack boost percent. Pretty decent, all right. And then there's the warden's wall key right here. All right, attack percent boost, defense percent boost. You can obtain it right here. All right, so that is going to be one of the few things that you gotta keep in mind. My advice is focus on 4 characters for that particular one. If you try to spread out the resources, it's going to be quite difficult for you to progress properly in campaign, right? One more thing is going to be in the public area. This is the most important feature of this game. Not the dormitory, alright? The dormitory is just for fun, for you to view your characters and your girls, right? This is pretty cool and all, but where it's important for you to be able to progress is going to be the dispatch room. Now let's talk a little bit more about this. Okay, this is where it gets a little bit tricky. Now the dispatch room is something that you are going to do every single day. Alright, so you're going to come here every single day once you log into the game. The first thing you want to do is come here and obtain your dispatch, right? So basically you send your character to dispatch and then you get some materials in return. But there are some requirements right here. You can see, for me to be able to unlock them to use in dispatch, you have to first do this thing called dispatch assessment. Okay, so again, can get a little bit confusing early on, but once you get used to it, it's not that difficult. So every character you want to level them up to level 15. So you can see one of the requirements is to level them up to level 15. Alright, I've already done that. So ideally early on, maybe you want to level up everyone to level 15 for this particular dispatch feature, but don't go overboard, right? Especially it gets super expensive later on. And then clear any stage with the character once, and then you can see right here, give the character one gift. Alright, you need to give them a gift once. You want to be careful, alright, early on, don't try to focus gift on one doll. Alright, you want to spread out and give them all of them at least one time of a gift so that you can unlock this particular section. So once you have unlocked them, alright, so now I have given them this, I click on this. So now I can put her in the dispatch assessment, right? So she's going to be available right there for dispatch. Alright, very, very important. So you gotta be able to, now you can see she appears right here. Obviously you gotta fit the suggestion of the perks that they have. We need courage, eloquence, so they recommend these two. So you can press confirm. This is something that you do every single day. Usually it's about 20 hours. So you just send to dispatch. And you should try to unlock this as soon as you can. So the more dolls you have, the better it is for you to be able to get more rewards, right? If you observe right here, there's this dispatch this week, 0 or 25. You want to reach the 25 bar right here. Get all of these materials, alright, the composite and the wishing coin, alright, which can be used to basically have a chance to obtain Peritia. Also, there's this dispatch shop right here that you can buy all of these things every single week, alright? So this is going to reset weekly. You got the purple sentiment gift box 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can also buy some pools right here, right? Now you want to try to level this up as soon as you can, alright? To give you more materials in return, right? You can see this is going to give you more stats as well. So hopefully you are aware of that. So let's show you guys. Every single level is going to give you more and more things, right? It's going to give you health, it's going to give you some attack up stats, and also give you the dispatch production bonuses as well, which basically if you come here, you click here, you can basically claim stamina. Alright, this part is similar to, I guess, Blue Archives Cafe. Alright, you can claim stamina every single day. This is going to be something that you can use. Alright, and then of course you can come here and produce some of these resources, either combat report or the analysis blueprint depending on which one you need. This is going to help you in the progression. Make sure you guys do not ignore this. Now last but not least, the most important thing, do not forget to do your PvP every single day. So if you guys are not aware, this game does have PvP, and it's going to come in the form of combat exercise. So basically you come here, you are fighting against enemies AI position, right? Just do this every single day. This is something that you gotta pay attention to. As you can see, you got 3 tries per day as far as I know. And then of course there's weekly as well, which is the boss battles or the boss fight right here. I believe it rotates to different bosses right here. You can see every few days it's gonna every week it's gonna change to a different one. And last but not least is the peak value assessment. This is gonna give you some of these materials right here as well. Alright, as you can see, you are going to obtain attachments for your weapon. Very, very cool. So that's the progression guide for you guys. Something that you gotta pay attention to. Day 1, plenty of things. Alright, the game is gonna get simpler over time, but for now, if you're starting out, it may feel a little bit overwhelming, but that's just the gist of it. Alright, with that being said, that's gonna be it for this particular video. Subscribe if you guys haven't already, give this video a like, and I will see you guys in the next one. Have a nice day. Goodbye.